fitness enthusiast suffers heart attack. He was fit, exercised, ate and drank a little red wine, no stress, happily married, had a sculptured body, irregular checkups, rarely drove to work but cycled, moderate in awe. But one day at work he had a heart attack. Why? Or rather how? 1 in every 3 humans on earth are likely to have a heart issue. Heart attacking food they sell to us. First, a copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Information presented here by Committee Hebrew Ethics is for educational purposes only. You should consult a licensed professional for any issues that involve your health. Food may be the culprit for our friend. Which food in our kitchen may be the major culprit in heart attack or creates unhealthy conditions that eventually leads to heart failure, disease, and suffering. If you type this in Google search, which foods causes heart attack, you are likely to get about 117 million results within a minute with a lot of confusing information therein. How then can we pinpoint to one specific or a couple of food as the source of our heart attack? The first thing that we have to emphasize clearly is the following: the heart does not pump blood. Why or how? There are too many facts here. You can watch our video, Black People Knew It, Blood is Not Pumped by the Heart, for technical explanation of this. Or 2 facts will be given here and supplied. Embryology proves that blood starts circulating before the heart has been fully formed, and it circulates in a spiraling fashion as in the single stage tube heart of the chick before the valves have developed. Number 2, it is physically impossible for the heart to be able to pump blood through the body in the way that we have been told. Many areas of knowledge cloud even your doctor. Can doctors be mistaken? Even doctors sporadically give an incorrect response to the inquiry, what is cholesterol? They frequently assume that cholesterol is a type of fat, but cholesterol is not fat. A healthy heart can beat every challenge. A healthy nutrition is based on foods that promote the growth, the maintenance of health, and repair of body tissue or tissues. Some general categories of such are foods and foods with nutrients, which are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, and air. What is cholesterol, and why is the current standard of thinking about it wrong? The word cholesterol comes from the Greek word chole, meaning bile. In ancient Egyptian, this was called mute or mate or matuzi. All these are in the group of cholesterol. And stereos, meaning solid, and is followed by the chemical suffix ol for alcohol. It is a type of fatty substance, also named lipid, a type of fat in the blood. You can read a lot of this from University Health News, which we are showing here. What is cholesterol really? Let's go a little bit deeper here. Cholesterol is a lipid. What is a lipid? It is a waxy alcohol found in the cell membranes and transported in the blood plasma of all animals. It is essential component of mammalian cell membranes, where it is required to establish proper membrane permeability and fluidity. It contributes to the development and working of the central nervous system. Cholesterol is used for building and maintaining cell membranes for their structure, permeability, as well as for the osmosis of fluids. There are 3 classes of cholesterol: HDL, LDL, and triglycerides. What's the difference? We shall all see shortly. HDL stands for high density lipoproteins. LDL stands for low density lipoproteins. What are lipoproteins? Lipoproteins are any of a group of soluble proteins that combine with and transport fat or other lipids in the blood plasma. How do they do it, and where do they do that? They do that through what is known as capillary or artery, which is shown here. This is a normal, healthy artery. You can see it has got a hole here, and it goes this lining, which is very critical. And this is the blanket that we shall discuss very shortly. which determines your health. If you are a man, it determines your health as well. So HDL cholesterol is normally depicted as healthy, although you also need some LDLs, but HDL should dominate. It builds and maintains cell membranes. It's necessary to manufacture bile, which is necessary to absorb fat and vitamins A, D, E, and K. It insulates nerve fibers, so it's important for nervous activities. Aids in the production of adrenal glands and hormones. Aids in the production of sex hormones. So LDL can clog arteries, can lead to coronary heart disease. What's that? Can lead to a heart attack, can lead to stroke, can ultimately lead to your death. The biggest plumbing issue is atherosclerosis, which is plaque building in your arteries, characterized by the deposition of fatty material on the inner walls. Nitric oxide, which must be released by the endothelium blanket, which we showed you, that lines the inner walls, which is 1 cell thick, is one which is responsible for diffusing and relaxing the blood vessels to open them up for blood flow. So the coronary arteries are on the surface of the heart. So the normal coronary artery causes normal blood flow. We have shown you previously. So the cross section is like that. Clear, and the arterial wall is very almost perfect with no deposit. This one is narrowed, the passage is narrow. So which food in our kitchen may be the major culprit in arterial clogging? You could be eating that food today. Heart attack is not cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is an electrical problem. So the heart has electrical force, power or voltage. The person will be unconscious, right? And then heart attack is a circulation problem. So if you think of this as an issue of the pipe work in your home or the plumbing in your home, heart attack is when the plumbing is clogged and the sewage or water does not flow. So the person will be probably conscious, and you must keep them calm. So plumbing problems with your heart are plumbing problems occurring when pipes that pump blood to and from the heart get clogged, resulting in heart attack. A blockage in some of the pipes still gets some blood flow, but eventually you will have a seizure. Electrical problems with your heart, electrical problems occurring, there is a problem with the impulses between the brains and within the heart itself, resulting in cardiac arrest. So food, there is a food that has a power into this, that forces this. Heart attack is caused and it's also known as myocardial infarction, commonly known as heart attack, occurs when blood flow decreases or stops a part of the heart, causing a damage to the heart. So this is normal flow. And this is the problem, the food we are discussing, that causes this plaque deposit which restricts blood flow. And this is complete and total blockage and due to atherosclerosis. So you can read a lot about this from Wikipedia, myocardial infarction. Heart failure is caused by many other issues. Other than food, there are conditions which increase the risk of developing heart failure. They include arterial disease, high blood pressure, arrhythmia, cardiomyopathy, heart defects are present since birth, diabetes, heart muscle problems, infection of the heart or valves, the damage to the heart muscle, extreme exercises, shocks, and many others. But there is a food that we want to discuss. That food causes heart disease, and it is also another problem of oxidative stress. Yes, but which food in our kitchen may be the major culprit in heart attack? All that we consume? Nah, it can't be. Impossible, really. But who knows? Foods that cause a risk of heart disease. Now, you can read a lot of this from Raw for Food. And also, you can go to this Pinterest pins and you can find a lot of that stuff here. Trans fats, processed foods, salty foods, egg yolks, bad cholesterol, saturated fats, fried foods, sugary foods, canned food, potato chips. But my friend had ate all this and limited himself and was very regular, and his cholesterol was always checked, but still he had a heart attack. Foods that clogs arteries is the culprit. There should be a food that is a culprit. This is the normal artery with high density lipoprotein, and this is an artery with low density lipoprotein. You can see there's a lot of build up here. There is a food that causes that. Cholesterol plaque, causes of high cholesterol. There are various causes of high cholesterol that can lead to critical heart issues. Unhealthy diet, high blood pressure or diabetes, stroke or heart disease. We know that. But which food specifically is the problem? Which food is well marketed and loved by everyone, but it causes this problem? Which food is frying us and many others to death. It is causing all this frying. That's oxidation there. But it's the food that has caused this. Which food is that? It's cooking oil. This is the food at the center of the majority of heart attacks. We have to prove this. Shocking facts about cooking oil. Oil is a liquid fat. Oil has 9 calories per gram. 1 tablespoon has 120 calories. Oil is a processed food. Many oils are highly saturated. Coconut oil is over 90% saturated fat. Olive oil is 14% saturated fat. Decreases blood flow to and through arteries. Oils are empty, have empty calories. Saturated fats, they raise your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol levels, which is the leading cause of the #1 killer, especially in America, of heart diseases. Every cooking oil also stiffens arterial walls, making them less responsive to nitric oxide, which dilates the vessels and increases blood flow to the organs, as we have demonstrated already. Like all oils, coconut oil is pure fat. Of the fat in coconut oil, over 90% is saturated fat. You can't digest this fat. There are professionals and doctors who deal with no oil issues. Dr. Esselstyn. And you must read his book, Prevent, Reverse Heart Disease. You must listen to many professionals. You must be way facts from both sides. But surely fish oil must be healthy. It has a heart-healthy omega-3s. Frying any oil or salads are your way to death. It's cooking oil. Over the course of few decades, the consumption of vegetable oils has drastically increased thanks to modern industrial processing and the marketing. This has coincided with the rise in nearly all chronic degenerative diseases, and for a good reason, because it's fried oils. It has biological effects in our body. So biological effects of frying oils mediated by the activation of peroxine prolificator activated receptors. So you can study about that in this website that we are showing here. And also these are the 5 foods that can assist in lowering your cholesterol level. Dr. Esselstyn, No Oil Resources. You have to listen to his video, Coronary Heart Disease. This is the video. Get Dr. Esselstyn. You should get Dr. Esselstyn's Cleveland programs and DVDs. You can visit his programs and his resources, and there are more videos of why all oils are harmful to our health. You can find them on this site we are showing you here. Original research. Now, coronary artery diseases. Though current medical and surgical treatments manage coronary artery disease, they do little to prevent or stop it. Nutritional intervention, as shown in our study and others, has halted and even reversed these diseases. Avoid oil and adopt a plant-based diet. This is what Dr. Esselstyn and many others have come to know. Cooking oil is a food that instigates heart attack. Too much saturated cooking oil causes a lot of problems. These are cooking oils, animal fats, tropical oils, palm oil, coconut oil, beef, pork, egg yolks, dairy foods. All are higher in saturated fat. A high intake of saturated fat will increase bad cholesterol and increase your chances of having a heart attack. The Mediterranean diet, olive oil, is unhealthy. It injures the endothelial lining of arteries, which is the gateway to vascular diseases. Largest olive consumers have most heart diseases. The 1950s original research, Cretans were healthy in spite of olive oil, not because of it. From hard physical labor, subsistence diet of vegetables, fruit, they walked an average of 9 miles every day. They ate 2 tablespoons of oil. So that's how it was extreme life, frying ourselves to death. So frying olive oils are known to induce oxidative stress. How? Because you are oxidizing that food. Our bodies then absorb those oxidized fats, and that oxidation become part of our bodies. And the reactive oxygen species generated during oxidative stress are responsible for all the oxidation that occurs in the cancer and the carcinogenic issues. Most plant oils are deadly. In 1995, canola oil was genetically engineered to contain bacterial DNA that would make it resistant to toxic herbicides, Roundup. Released to the market as a healthy oil, consumers weren't told that 82% of the world's canola is GMO. You can study and read this on the Truth About Cancer, Educate, Expose, and Eradicate website. Importance of cholesterol. We shouldn't banish cholesterol, because if somehow you remove all cholesterol, the body would melt and disappear, because the liver makes 75% of body's cholesterol. The brain is made of fat and cholesterol. So we must manage our cholesterol and allow the body to manufacture that cholesterol, not to induce it by having too much saturated fat. No oil plant-based diet professionals like Dr. T. Colin Campbell have said the treatment effect of a plant-based diet is broad in scope, exceptionally rapid response, and often life-saving. It cannot be duplicated by animal-based foods, processed foods, or drug therapies. That's what he says. This is a diagram of the treatment of no oil plant-based diet. You can see that this vein here, or this artery here, had a disease, coronary artery disease here. You can see on the section there, distal here, right? And then after he had adopted a plant-based diet, it was healthy. That's clear, that's obvious. That is the approach to living that we have to do. Marketing prowess equals profit motive. The data was ignored. A lot of it, and all these oils were well marketed. Let's hear what the truth about cancer says. It says expensive marketing campaigns from food manufacturers, backed up by medical community, touted as the supposed health of hydrogenated oils. Decades of data prove our health didn't matter as much as profit. So, or even supplements or oil-based supplements or fish oil or anything, they are just simply unhealthy. In conclusion, and listen to Dr. Kim Williams, the first vegan president of the American College of Cardiology, what he says.
People thought that I was going to be the first tennis pro or the first African American, but I'm actually the first vegan to be president of the American College of Cardiology. As it turns out, there's really widespread recognition. I think that there's almost no one in the organization who had not heard of Dean Ornish or had seen Ornish versus Atkins, or they had some idea about it. And there's a general acceptance that more plant-based nutrition would be healthier than the sort of thing that is in the American diet. Is widespread acceptance, and every person I meet is and have a discussion about this is interested in trying to improve their own diet. That I've gotten is such widespread acceptance of the principles behind it, trying to eat healthy. And the question is that I think we need to really address is how can we move the needle to go even further than most people are doing right now? A veggie steak instead, and then you won't have to take the pill.
In conclusion, which food in our kitchen may be the major culprit in heart attack or creating unhealthy conditions that eventually leads to heart failure, disease, and suffering? Many foods, yes, but cooking oil tops the list. Let's conclude by saying we have to avoid cooking oil. Siyabonga, twalumba, tatenda. Priest Teacher Rabbi LM Dumizulu. Contact us on lmdumizulu@gmail.com. Subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Hebrew Ethics, and also visit us on this website. Thank you. Goodbye.